fat transfer to the face is something that I actually love very much, and I'm very passionate about it. And the reason being is because fat can be used for many things. The two main things that we use fat for is volume, but also quality. It improves the quality of the skin. So when we perform fat transfer, we usually liposuction one area of the body, let's say the thighs, let's say the abdomen, and we then place it in other parts of the body. Now, I'm going to specifically talk about the face. Fat transfer to the face, when we remove the fat, if we're going to put it in the face, we have to use a very thin cannula. Otherwise, you get clumps. So the first thing we do is use a very thin cannula when we do the liposuction so that the fat lobules are very small, and therefore it will not create any clumps in the face. So when we inject fat into the face, we often use it for two main things. Number one, we use it for volume. For example, it's like a filler, but a natural filler. So you can either use it in the cheeks, you can use it in the chin to create volume. But there's also something called nanofat, which we use to improve the quality of the skin. And I'll talk about that in a second. So there are different types of fat depending on where we're going to inject it. Again, specifically in the face, we use a thin cannula. And when we inject it, we have to keep in mind, do we want this mainly for volume, or do we want this to improve the skin quality and actually reverse aging, which is why I love fat so much. When we use it for quality, mainly, we call it nanofat, and we do something with the fat. We process the fat in a way, and the way we do that is after the liposuction, now we've got this piece of fat, we then break down the fat, and we essentially run it through a syringe which has a breaker in the middle. And what it does is that it actually breaks down the cells, and it releases stem cells and cytokines. So it releases a lot of the good stuff that actually reverses aging. And then we inject the nanofat into the face in areas that we want to improve the skin quality. Now, in terms of volume, we often place the fat, for example, in the cheeks, in the hollow of the temples, around this nasolabial fold, sometimes in the chin, if someone has a weak chin, along the jawline is always good, and very often under the hollow of the eyes. And once you add volume in these areas, it really removes a lot of the shadows of the face and essentially acts as a natural filler. The nanofat we inject, we break down the fat, to the point where there's no cells left. It's essentially all broken up and releasing all these really good stem cells. And then we go back and we can re-inject it mainly into the cheeks and different parts of the face to improve the quality of the skin. So because I love fat transfer so much, I often ask my patients, let's say they're having liposuction done or a tummy tuck, I often ask them, do you mind if I put a little bit of fat on your face? Because you have the fat there already. So I often recommend that in conjunction with other procedures as well.